this man has been banned from TikTok again.
They just banned the account that was going viral.
Why? This.
And now we have this magnitude 6 earthquake in Japan with another...
For weeks, he's been posting what he swears are alien ships.
Yeah, that's a big ship right there, guys.
Appearing on a meteor tracking live stream from the motherships to the little probes. And they're entering Earth right now.
With another solar storm impact coming.
But is it true? To tackle this case, we must dig through the story, the evidence, the man behind it all.
They're keeping something from us.
And what science has to say. Beginning with Revelation Day, Charles and his friend were staring at a meteor live stream known as livemeteors.com. Everything was normal at first. Suddenly his friend, this guy he was hanging out with, he yells, "Charles! Man, you have to see this." Charles rushed to the monitors. He's like, "What's up, man? What's going on?" He heard the panic in the voice. He stares at the screen, and there it was.
This is the strange anomaly that was seen early this morning. This has never happened on this site. We've never had horizontal line and a continuous line of objects just coming in. This has never happened before.
The strangest reading he'd ever seen in over a decade of staring at the screen. The comments started pouring in. Some begged others to repent and get baptized, which I did online just in case. And a bunch of people said it's 3I Atlas and its probes. Now, in case you don't know, 3I Atlas is an interstellar space object that most scientists consider a comet, but some speculate might be an alien machine.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's massive.
That's what she said.
Oh my god. Look at all the structure on the sides of it. This is massive. It just started coming in out of nowhere.
That's what she said.
Charles realized something huge. He'd never shown his viewers what a normal meteor looks like. If they can see how bizarre these things are in comparison to meteors, they'll get it.
So you're aware, this is what a normal meteor signature looks like, normal operation. That's what a normal meteor looks like coming in. This is normal operation of this whole site, okay? Don't mind the reflections from the windows, okay? This is normal operation. There's no white static. There's no horizontal lines. None of the anomalies or shapes that we see come in until you get white static and horizontal lines. Then you will start to see objects, communication, or other things possible. But so you're all aware, this is normal operation. This is what it usually looks like compared to the videos that I'm showing you the anomalies in so that you're all aware. Ready? This is normal. This is what a normal meteor looks like coming in on this thing. That's a normal meteor. That's what a normal meteor coming in looks like compared to all the other shapes that I'm showing.
From that moment on, his followers went from hundreds to thousands, 30,000 as of now, and growing. Believers rose, certain this had to do with 3I Atlas and Jesus. What if Charles is actually fabricating all of these videos? And what if he's not? And these are real? What then? I stopped for rice and beans to power up my research. Charles mentioned you could only see these wild UFOs on a very specific live stream, 2025 September's edition, specifically September 17th. Thankfully, livemeteors.com keeps a monthly archive of its live streams. Now, it should have been as easy as finding September's uploads, which is what I tried. Except there was a massive problem.
Now I'm definitely starting to think something is up. I just went back to the live stream on YouTube and all the anomalies are gone.
The specific videos that have all these apparent massive spaceships suddenly disappeared. Is this evidence that we're dealing with a hoax, or are we witnessing an actual alien arrival cover-up?
Look at the graph going nuts.
Two things needed to be checked immediately. First, I needed to find out if indeed September's video was down. Second, I needed to know who really owns livemeteors.com. I immediately checked for September's live stream on the archives, and turns out Charles was not lying. The 2025 archives go from August, it skips September, yes, it skips September, then jumps straight into October, as if September never existed. Where did it go? Is Charles right about this? Is someone or something really covering up a massive alien fleet entering Earth? Charles thinks that the livestream archive will never be visible again because he has real evidence of aliens they don't want the world to see.
This is a gigantic mothership coming in.
But skeptics wonder if there's a simple reason the stream was taken down. I reached out to livemeteors.com for answers. They have not replied yet, but if they do before we publish this video, you'll be the first to know. Fingers crossed. In the meantime, I needed to research point number 2. Who owns livemeteors.com? What if Charles is the owner of the page and he's messing with us? The page, as you already know, is livemeteors.com. It runs anonymously. No owner is shown anywhere. Not even Charles seems to know who they are, unless he's pretending. Thankfully, when you are a journalist raised by nosy Colombian women, you learn that most things can be found. Guess what? I found him, or the person most likely to be, because livemeteors.com is ran by Cyprian Chip Suffici, an amateur radio operator with the call sign N2YO. Turns out, he also created N2YO.com, a huge real-time satellite tracker that even links to livemeteors.com as a partnered project. Knowing you would ask, I checked for any connections between Chip and Charles. Nothing. I wanted to know who the heck Charles Gerard actually is. What I discovered was not what I secretly wanted to find. Charles is not an isolated man locked in a basement connecting red strings on a board invented by Hollywood. He seems to enjoy riding cool bikes through Arizona deserts with his boys. I also noticed that he tried to sell his cool paintings before all of the UFO videos, but back then, it didn't work out. I've reached out more than once, but just like his nemesis, he's gone silent. The only thing left to do was study the evidence itself. Yeah, we were backwards around here.
Don't tell me these aren't ships coming in.
First, do these images even exist? Or did Charles fabricate them? Remember, Charles said they were only in the September 2025 archive, which has been taken down by the site owners, or someone, or something.
Yeah. These are definitely motherships coming in. They would send their fleets in first, and then their motherships would come in behind them. That's how they would send them in. That's what you do when you send your military in, or you send your fleets into somewhere. If you were going to invade, you would send your smaller fleets, your lower fighting forces in first before you sent your giant motherships in, to make sure that they were protected and everything, that they could have clear entrance to come in.
He also said he'd been studying the live stream since 2017, and not once had he seen things like these.
This anomaly has never happened, and it continues to get worse as it goes on.
But what if he was wrong, or straight up lying? I went through Live Meteor's archives searching for these shapes on older live streams. These are over 5 years old. And guess what? Did I find them? Yes! I found this, and this, and this! Isn't that crazy? Either Charles didn't know that, or he lied. Regardless, research had to keep moving forward on my end. I reached out to scientists, from amateurs to pros, but it seems nobody wants to risk their careers by answering my questions about UFOs. No answers yet. In the meantime, I went straight to Reddit. I know, maybe not the best choice, but even though they took down my post, some people still managed to give me answers. I also found this post sharing the same answer.
Unfortunately, not a mothership this time. We're on the frequency that you saw the gentleman show. If we go to our FCC allocation chart, we can see that that exact frequency, 54 megahertz all the way down to 72 megahertz, is broadcast for television. This is a clue of what the signal is. Well, that exact frequency was the analog old TV station number 2, if you remember that, when we had analog TV. Well, in some parts of the world, they still use analog television.
These are old analog TV signals being picked up by the meteor scatter receiver. I found out why. LiveMeteors.com listens around 55.24 megahertz, the same frequency once used for VHF analog TV channels in Europe. Even though broadcast TV has gone digital, a few transmitters like the Graves radar system in France still operate in that range. When those continuous signals bounce off satellites, they appear as bright, colorful lines or geometric structures on the spectrogram, often sounding like a repeating beep, 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 you know what I mean, the Morse code type of pattern, which is exactly what we hear when these show up. They only look organized or intentional because of the way radio waves scatter back through the atmosphere. It's steady, it's programmed, and for us, pretty normal. I cannot say for certain that those are not UFOs, but I can say, based on my research, they're most likely not UFOs. But what do you say? Are we looking at motherships and their probes, or is this actually a case of analog TV signals? All opinions are welcome. I don't care if you agree with me or not. I don't care. Bring them, sharing the community will always appreciate it. If you want to jump into another wild space mystery that's honestly quite gorgeous, please take a look at this video. In the meantime, thank you for existing. Gosh, yes! And I can't wait to see you soon.